Everybody, good evening you all, my dear. I am Rakesh Chaubey from Sunbeam Sun City. My dear, today I am uploading the uses of dimension after principle of homogeneity. I saw that many of you have observed that. Thank you. So after principle of homogeneity, the uses of dimension which I have done to apply on various numerical. Please go through with it all because our questions is from there only. That is from all NCERT cover up and all that. Now today I am taking, my dear, the next use of dimensions, and what is the use of dimension you should aware about? To establish relationship among different physical quantity. What is the question? That there are many physical quantities given, say 4-5 physical quantities given, 4 physical quantities are given to you, and you have to establish the relationship among that physical quantity. Am I clear? For example, my dear, the question is there in front of you. They are word problem type question, word problem. Here I have written problem number 1. Assuming that mass m of the largest stone. Here, my dear, see the variety. Here this is written assuming that mass of the largest stone. For example, my dear, in the exam, probably we will not give you the mass denoted by what. So you should know that mass is denoted by m. So you should put here m. Here you should put m, my dear. Right? You should aware about all these abbreviations, I mean to say. But right now in my question I have mentioned mass is m of the largest stone that can be moved by a flowing river. Right? Depend upon. This word is very important. So first important statement is that, sir, I should know abbreviation for each physical quantity. If it is not given. If it is given, that's good. And then the second one is depend. My dear, to crack this question, to crack this sort of question, this word is very important. Now, whatever numerical I am uploading today, everywhere you will see this word, depend. Or some alternative word which reflect the meaning as depend. कुछ और भी words होगा, but वो words का भी मतलब depend ही होगा. That is, I'll say what other word, varies, varies. I can say mass of the largest stone that can be moved by a flowing river varies with velocity, density and acceleration due to gravity. This can be also a language. So try to understand what is important to understand. And most of the students recognized, see, by this word I supposed to use this kind of a method. What I said you understood? By this word you can use which kind of a method, because don't apply principle of homogeneity everywhere and it cannot be solved also. So now here depend upon, what is it? Depend upon quantity, velocity. It depend upon, so velocity denoted by V, so that abbreviation you should know. Density of water, density is denoted by rho, and acceleration due to gravity. Now at this stage everybody know acceleration due to gravity denoted by G. So first, this is the physical quantity, my dear. How many physical quantity you can see? Number 1, mass. Number 2, velocity. Number 3, density. Number 4, acceleration due to gravity. And among these 4 physical quantity, my dear, we have to establish the relationship. इनके बीच में we have to establish the relationship. That's a use of dimension. Right now they are here and there. I don't know mass depend in what way, whether it depend directly on velocity, whether it depend inversely on velocity, I don't know. That's establishment of relation we have to do by using dimension. And at the end, my dear, you have to show, this is what the question is given in addition. In addition, show that mass of stone varies with, matlab the mass is varying. It depend on velocity itself. But now how much power of velocity that mass depend? So it says that to show that mass depend or varies 6th power of velocity of the flow. Matlab mass varying with the 6th power of the velocity of the flow, that is show. But after the answers we have to show whether it is really true or not. Right? So now let's begin with this particular question, my dear. Now there are some rules of doing this question. And what is the rule? Please, this is your first problem from my side. So everybody keenly listen to me. Sir, here are 4 quantity. Number 1, mass. I will go according to the right order. Number 1, mass. Number 2, velocity. Number 3, density. And number 4, gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. And my dear, if you can see, there are 3 quantity written after the word depend. I'll repeat, there are three quantity which is written after the word depend. Which are that three quantity जो depend के बाद में लिखा हुआ है? They are velocity v, rho and g. And there is one quantity which is before depend. Don't read much line. One quantity before depend. Which quantity is before depend? Mass. And three quantity after depend. So now you understood from the question who depend on whom, right? This much you know. Sir, mass depend on these three quantities. Okay. Mass depend on these three quantities. Okay, from the question. So here I will start solution. These are the lengthy questions. Let me, before I begin with this, they are sure short questions for the exam. Your exam will carry these questions and not for 1-2 mark. It is for 4 or 5 mark question. So please put your potential, put your effort, lot of effort to understand all these sums. Okay. So now here M is denoted by capital M, where depend, this word depend, I will put this way. So M depend on velocity, M depend on density, and M depend on acceleration due to gravity. You can see here, this sign represent depends. Now my dear, here actually from lower class you in habit, and directly depend you say. By looking this sign you say directly. But my dear, assume karo, here if it is, मैं कैसे example दे रहा हूँ, please see the video carefully. Suppose here I am getting, after solving, I am getting v power minus 1 for example. So now v power minus 1, if I have got m this and v power minus 1, so v power minus 1 is 1 by v. So this will become m this. So now my dear, earlier you said m directly depend on v. But I don't know that if the power become minus, so it will become inverse. I hope you are getting me. Once again. Sir, here we know mass depend. But I don't know mass depend on positive power of v or negative power of v. If it is negative power, sir, so here if it is negative power 2, it will be 1 by v square. So now your statement is changed. Earlier if it is mass directly proportional to v square, you will say mass directly to v square. But if it is mass like this, then your answer will be mass inversely to v square. Because this v power minus 2 can be written as 1 upon v square. So try to understand, if this language is written, we say inversely. And if this language is written, we say directly. So if in class 11th, at least you know this much. So this is inversely and this is directly. So why I am teaching this, beta? Because right now, sir, you don't know. So my point is that don't say it is directly proportional. This sign means it is varying. Either it varying, this sign means not directly. This sign means whether it's vary directly to these quantity or it will vary inversely to these quantity, that we will come to know at the end. That's what is the question, to develop the relation, to establish the relation. अभी हमको मालूम नहीं है whether it is depend. Don't say, that's what I said. Don't say directly depend on me. After solving it, once its power is positive, sir, it is directly. But if its power, any of the power become negative, no doubt that negative power is written as 1 upon and converted into positive power. I have given the example. Negative power will be written as 1 upon, and as soon as I have written 1 upon, it will become inversely. So I hope you understood this one. So now my dear, here what I said, m depend or m varies. You will read this way on. Don't say directly, don't say inversely, that will come to at the end. So please, why I said, because most of the student have a thinking that this sign is directly proportional. My dear, don't conclude right now that it is directly. You just say m varies with, m depend upon. Varies with means either it directly varies or it will inversely varies with these things. That will come to know at the end. And therefore, my dear, let us put their power. Let this power is x, let its power is y, and let its power is z. Now you understood why I put the power. To understand this, whether the power coming positive, so it is directly proportional, whether the power coming negative, वो तो solve करने के बाद पता चलेगा what is the value of x, y, z. That's the question. So whether the power coming negative, sir, it will be inversely proportional. Because that power will come in the denominator will be with positive sign. Here I have given the example, my dear. So let's start with the things. So this is my first step and this is equation number 1. So you understood why I put x, y, z? Because sir, you don't know whether this quantity depend directly on this or whether the quantity depend inversely on this. Am I clear? If power is negative, sir, it will be 1 upon. जितना algebra तो आपको आता है. Now let's go to the next step. Now next step is, my dear, this is, therefore m is equal to k v power x rho power y g power z, equation number 1. Why? Because proportionality sign is removed by k and putting constant. Here I can write, my dear, k is constant. K is constant. Okay, इतना आपको मालूम है. Let it. This is the equation number 2. Now, my dear, here my request to you all. My request is over here. जितने भी quantity दिए हैं, I am rubbing it out. Now I explain directly, inversely. Sir, power is so important because power will make us to understand. Power, positive power will make us to understand. Sir, the quantity will be front of each other. अगर पॉजिटिव पावर होता तो ये आमने सामने होंगे डायरेक्टली, और नेगेटिव पावर होगा तो सर ये ऊपर है ये नीचे हो जाएगा. वी विल बी डाउन, सो दिस विल बी इनवर्सली. सो मैं बार बार ये स्टेप इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ बिकॉज वी हैव टू कंक्लूड एट द एंड एंड यू शुड अवेयर कि कैसे कंक्लूजन देना है. सारे बच्चे 5 बार वीडियो देखो बट कंफर्म करो कि आई कैन डू ऑल दिस काइंड ऑफ अ क्वेश्चन. नाउ हियर माय रिक्वेस्ट, मेक वन रफ वॉक प्लीज in all problems. Make one rough work and see to it that how whatever quantities are given, you are taking the dimension of these quantity in rough work. For example, first quantity is mass. So the dimension of mass everybody knows, sir, it will be L0, M1, T0. And write all powers. Even you know mass, there is no length, no time. But my request is that, it's my request, once you know everything, then you can take out this L0 and T0 out, directly write M power 1. Or you can no need to write the dimension for mass because it is so easy. But have a habit of this. You will come to know that also. Now why I am saying this way, why I am forcing to write everything. Now next is velocity. So velocity is nothing but, you all know L1 M0 T power minus 1 velocity dimension. Because they are top 10 dimensions, now you are topper. Now next is density. You can see the words density. So sir, density is rho. Rho का formula is mass upon volume, and then my dear this is mass upon LQ because LQ volume is LQ. So what is the dimension? L power minus 3, M power 1, T power 0. L power minus 3, you can see because even density you know top 10. So L power minus 3, M1, T0. Now next is acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity is nothing but acceleration, and the dimension of acceleration is L1, M0, T power minus 2. Okay, so in rough work you should do this. In case I or sir, Rumit sir will check the paper, and while correcting the paper, if you observe this kind of a thing, probably you will get a some mark because you have written the dimensions of each quantity on one side. But it should be visible to we people, we teachers. It should not be due at the last page so that you cannot claim I have taken the dimensions. So it should be next to the question where you are solving it. Okay. Now my dear, let's start substituting here. The dimension of n I have written there. Now everything is there. L0, M1, T0. This is equal to k. This is velocity. Here it is L1, M0, T power minus 1. But velocity के power में there is a x. I will write here x. Next is density. Here it is rho. Rho is the dimension here. L power minus 3, M1, T0. Density dimension. Here it is y because on rho it is y. You can see. And next is G. G is nothing but L1 M0 T power minus 2. That is acceleration dimension whole power Z. You can see. Now the next step, the left side is nothing doing. L0 M1 T power 0 is it as it is equal to K. Now here my dear, this is L, this is 1, and here it is outside the bracket there is X in power. So this 1 and this x will multiply together, it become 1 into x, 1 into x. See my video carefully. 1 into x, x. This is m power 0 into x, 0, 0 into x. T power minus 1 into x minus x. Minus 1 into x minus x. Now here, L power, this is minus 3 into y minus 3y. This is m power 1 into y, y, and t power 0 into y, 0. Next step. This is L power 1 into z, z, 1 into z, z, m power 0 into z, 0, and t power minus 2 into z is minus 2z. I hope it is. Now my dear, the next step. This is again I will write left hand side as it is L1, sorry L0, M1, T0 is equal to K. So nice question it is. एक बार आपको आया तो you will take lot of interest. You will keep solving such questions. And don't leave, don't leave, because this is all where you can gain the marks. Because after this, as soon as we'll proceed for third chapter, fourth chapter, physics become more and more difficult. So as soon as we have done the measurement, please get the marks. Because chapter is, I'm putting my efforts, right? We all putting our efforts so that you should understand it. And so you practice, because these are the easy chapters in physics, beginning of the chapters where you can gain the marks. Because hereafter, as soon as we'll move to the fourth, fifth, sixth chapters, the chapter's difficulty, complexity will increase in terms of numericals. So here my dear, this is L0, M1, T0, K, this is L. Now my dear, you know indices rule. Here all the brackets, you can see this is box bracket, this box and this box. There are 3 boxes, 1, 2 and 3. Now my dear, in every box there is L, L, L. So if taking their base L, so you can add the index, because all these L are multiplying. So all base are same, you all know power ka rules. If it is a power 2 into a power 3, the answer is a power 2 plus 3, that is equal to a power 5. So if I apply the same method here beta, so what will be happen? This is L power x and this is minus 3y. So before plus will come, but plus and minus become minus. So it is x minus 3y and here it is z, so it is plus z. So the first answer L power will be x minus 3y plus z. Now let's go for m. Now m it is 0, it is y and here it is 0. 0 plus y plus 0, answer is y, and here it is t. Here it is t. Now t power here first started with minus x, here it is 0. So minus x plus 0 will be minus x and here it is minus 2z as it is, because this will be added now, minus 2z added to this. So plus and minus is minus only. So minus x minus 2z. And this is 0 only. I hope you understood. And put this as equation number 3. Now my dear, this is the reason why if you remember, I told you in this question while writing this, my dear, whenever you write the mass for dimension, you all know sir it is m power 1. So why we are writing L power 0, T power 0? It is but natural, there is no length and no time. But my dear, now the time where I will tell you why I am saying write everything in the left hand side for all power, even the length and time is 0, but write everything, because on right hand side you can see these powers. Now my dear, the power of L will compare with the power of L of the left hand side. I repeat, the power of L will compare with the power of L on the left hand side. The power of M here, please make a note of this student. The power of this M ka power will compare with M ka power. And the power of T here, this power will compare with T ka power. So my dear, just imagine if there is no L and no T written from your side because it is mass. So while comparing the power, if you don't have a visualization, see मैंने L और T नहीं लिखा है तो this power and this power will be on, according to left hand side will be 0, is difficult. मैंने क्या बोला आपने सुना शायद, मैंने बोला अगर ये आप नहीं लिखते हो L power 0, little English Hindi I am saying because some of you are not getting it. Please, what I said, think it for twice, thrice that how many times I am saying, and still if you are not getting, then I feel very hard and very harsh. Please, I've put in a lot of time, and 2-3 times I'm saying you, and then still, my dear, if you're not getting it up, I am feeling it very hard from my side that now what to do. So after looking 1 or 2 examples, you should say, sir, I now any example I can solve, because it is up to actually speaking, it is totally based on you all, how much you are practicing. So if you are not writing L0 and T0, ये power नहीं लिखते हो अगर ये दोनों का, because mass है ये समझ के. So now my dear, यहाँ पर जब L का power है और T का power है on the right hand side, there is nothing L and no T on the left hand side, then power comparison will be difficult. Since you are a good child, you can visualize that कि यहाँ पर power नहीं है on the left hand side on L, मतलब this power of L will be equal to 0, even this power of T will be equal to 0. But instead of that, बच्चे, I feel that write everything even it is 0, so that you can easily compare, why to take the hurdles. Now here, comparing powers of both the side. So now let's start comparing the power. Here I will compare first power, you can see x minus 3y plus z. This is z. X minus 3y plus z is equal to, here the power is 0, you can see. And I will put this as equation number 4 after 3. Next, here y. Here m power is y and here m power is 1, you can see. So here y is equal to 1, my dear. M ka power is y. And here m ka power, because m power will compare with m power, no other powers. So m power y is m power 1. So here y gives me, y ka value become 1. So now my dear, I will put it as 5 and I will put box. Why I put box? Because I got the value. I got one of the value, my dear. Row ke upar, on row, see here only I am concluding, everybody watch me carefully. On row the power is y and I am getting the value of y is 1. What is the meaning of this? This is row power 1. Matlab mass of the stone which is flowing in a river is directly, now I will say, as soon as the power is 1, this means I am directly proportional to rho. It means mass of a stone flowing through the river is directly proportional to the density of water. Directly proportional to the density of water. Directly proportional, because by looking power you can say, sir, it is positive 1, directly आमने सामने. Now मैं in class 11 इतना तो समझो, आमने सामने है तो directly न्यूमरेटर डिनोमिनेटर टाइप है, मतलब m यहाँ है और कोई चीज डिनोमिनेटर में, तो इनवर्सली you all know. Okay, so now see, this is all conclusion you are supposed to make. So 4th, 5th. Now next, my dear, the last one is also minus x minus 2z. This is the power of t is equal to 0 here. Here is equal to 0. So now from here, my dear, you will get one thing. You can see, I will tell you what you will get. We will get minus x is equal to 2z. Minus x, this is all kalakari in mathematics. It's all up to you how you are handling it. This is minus x. You can see minus x is equal to, I have taken this minus 2z on this side, become 2z. Therefore, this will become x is equal to minus 2z. X is equal to, this minus is going here, so it will be minus 2z. So now I will put this as equation number 6. And I will say, substituting 5 and 6 in 4. So x, here you can see, what is 4? 4 is x minus 3y plus z. This is your equation number 4. So I said 5 and 6 in 4. What is 5? Y is 1. And what is 6? X is minus 2z. So this x become minus 2z, because I have written here, minus 3 into y. Y is how much? 1 plus z. And z, here you can see z. I don't know what is z. Now I will get z. Am I clear? Is equal to 0. the equation is equal to 0. This is equation 4. So I have once again x का value is how much? minus 2z. I have taken minus 2z. Why I did? Because sir now it is only one variable, z unknown निकल जाएगा. यहाँ पे क्या था? minus x minus 2z. So this if I substitute, it doesn't make a help to me. It doesn't helping me in this equation. So what I click it, this is all clicking. See, that's what the problem is. You have to click the things to get the value. You have to click the things to write dimensions. You have to click the power. Don't have a mistake while substituting. So it's not easy to get 5 marks. Take care. So this is my dear x ke jagah pe it is minus 2z. So I substituted that. Minus 3 into 1, that is 1, plus z equal to 0. Z as it is. I don't know. Now minus 2z plus z. Minus 2z plus z. मतलब minus 2z plus z. This all in the mathematics you all know. Minus z. Minus 2z plus z is minus z. Minus 2 plus 1. Minus z. And minus 3 into 1 minus 3 is equal to 0. So this will become मेरे बच्चे minus z is equal to plus 3. Minus 3 will go up. Therefore z is equal to minus 3. So my point is that this value you should get proper. Otherwise entire establishment relation will go in vain. So now here this is equation 5 and here I got the value. Here I got the value that z is minus 3. I will put this as equation number 7. And now my dear, the last step. Now you can see 5 is y ka value and 7 is z ka value, right? So 5 and 7 I will substituting. Now I will get x also. Equation 5 and 7, that is value of y and value of z, right? In 4. अच्छा, ये जो मैं मैथ कर रहा हूँ ये और आपको अच्छा लगता है, कोई और भी ये चीज़ है आपके पास में मेरे अलावा तो उससे भी करो. अल्टीमेटली मेरे बच्चे, बिकॉज वी आर डूइंग मैथ्स इज अल्टरनेटिव मैथड्स, अल्टीमेटली यहाँ तक सबका स्टेप सेम होगा, सबके स्टेप सेम होंगे. इसके बाद आपको जो लगता हो जिस तरह से यू हैव टू फाइंड, यू फाइंड इट, नो इश्यूज अबाउट इट, बिकॉज मैथ्स इज अल्टरनेटिव मैथड. बट अल्टीमेटली द वैल्यू ऑफ वाई, द वैल्यू ऑफ एक्स, द वैल्यू ऑफ वाई एंड द वैल्यू ऑफ जेड should not go wrong. It should not be wrong. Otherwise, whatever effort you have put, everything is lost. So please, I wanted to say. So go slow, but do it properly. Get the answer at the end right. This is equation 5 and equation 7 in 4. Equation 4 is x minus 3y plus z is equal to 0. That is equation 4. Or you can substitute here also, no issue. काय के लिए equation 4? Sorry बच्चे. Easy also. Substituting equation 7 in 6. So easy na? Z is minus 3. So if z is minus 3, what is equation 6? X is equal to minus 2z. This is equation 6. And 7 is z is equal to minus 3. So this is x is equal to minus 2 into minus 3. Because z is minus 3. So x is equal to minus 2 into minus 3 will be plus 6. So x is equal to 6, equation number 7. Sorry, 8. And now my dear, the last step, you can see, I got y as 1, I got z as minus 3 and I got x as 6. So here I can write substituting, or shall I rub this? I am rubbing this, rough work. But you remember every question you will do this. And I am writing here. So here, substituting equation, I got y का value, z का value, x का value. 5, 7, 8 in you can say in 1. in 1. So now what we'll get, m, here sign m directly, this is v power x, rho power y and g power z, that is our equation number 1. So this is m directly v power x, x is how much? 6, rho power y, y is how much? 1, and g power z, that is -3. Okay, now this can be written as bachon, this can be written as m directly proportional to v power 6. Oh God, I prove. Show that mass of a stone varies with the 6th power of velocity. You can see here rho power 1 लिखने का जरूरत नहीं है, and here this can be written as into 1 upon g power 3. Please take care, because g power -3 is 1 upon, that's what I wanted to say, you should establish a good relation. G power -3 is 1 upon g power 3. One numerical is enough to understand. So this is 1 upon g power -3 is 1 upon g power 3. So what is the answer here? So here it is m. Please take care of this step. This is beautiful step. M directly proportional varies as, not directly, varies as v power 6, rho power 1, and this is into, so here also into, I put into down which case so that you can understand, right? G power -3 can be written as 1 upon g power 3. So now this is m, this is v power 6, or the power which don't contain, we in the right order we should write rho v power 6, rho v power 6, rho v power 6 divided by, because this is into 1 by gq can be written as gq. M directly proportional to rho v power 6 upon gq. And now my dear, here you can say, therefore M is directly proportional to, number 1, what is our conclusion? M directly proportional to rho, mass of a stone directly proportional to density. Second, mass of a stone directly proportional to 6th power of velocity. See, now I am putting the conclusion one after the other after developing the relation. Look at the question, so nice. And third, mass of stone is inversely, this is in denominator, is inversely, say the word inversely, here it is directly. So mass of stone is inversely proportional to cube of, please while looking the video, my voice, everything, you can write in the word cube of acceleration due to gravity. This is the conclusion. You can see the formula, what formula I am getting, my dear. So from formula I got this one. This is the conclusion. What is the conclusion? Sir, mass of a stone is directly proportional to the density of water. Mass of stone is directly, now you say directly. आमने सामने है तो directly, और ये quantity is in numerator and it is in denominator, it is inversely. So mass of the stone is directly proportional to the 6th power. This is also shown by me. This is proof. Here it is proof. So mass of stone is directly proportional to 6th power of velocity, and the mass of stone is inversely, because now it is in denominator and you write 1. Because rho is taken here, v power 6 is, when we are talking individually, you will take out everything. So here this is 1 by gq. Because you are writing separately, to write 1 by gq. And how will you read it? Mass of a stone is inversely proportional to cube of, inversely proportional pehle bolo, and then cube of acceleration due to gravity. Am I clear? And at the end, my dear, when you will add this will add with, this is m is equal to thus. This is m is equal to, because all you know I have done in step number 2. This is m is equal to, proportional is removed by k, and this is rho, this is v power 6 divided by gq. Here is the final answer for this question. Here I have written in terms of proportionality sign, that how they are directly or indirectly. Now to make a statement I write this way, and then I converted this proportionality sign in equal to k, and I have written this. So I hope you all understood. My dear, this value, this k is constant. I'll tell you, this is first question, so I should tell you about this k so that I should not repeat. This k value is given in the experimentally for, because whatever you sum you are doing. See my dear, today you did a research. Please listen my video carefully. When you develop this formula, because now you child of class age 15 years have developed the formula कि कोई stone if flowing through the river, its mass is directly to depend on density of that water. The mass is directly to the 6th power of the velocity of that stone river, that flowing river, and mass is directly proportional to inversely proportional to the cube of acceleration due to gravity. So my dear, when you develop this, you become a research. You did a research. So now today you become a scientist, and therefore my dear, here this value of k in different, because this is all philosophy, science, scientists, this is all research. So experimentally this value of k is given for different topics, right? So now what we suggest, in some of the topic I will tell you what is the value of k experimentally. You have to learn it. But my dear, there are 15, 20 numericals, suppose if you are doing. So every time this value of k is not remembered. Some value standard which question we keep asking in the exam. Probably suppose तुमने 2-4 questions के k you have learned also. But my dear, most of the k value, if you go for 20-25 question of the same type, and every time the k value will be changed, because every time they are asking the different property, different phenomena. So k will change, because k is constant. It will vary from experiment to experiment. This is one experiment, my dear, we did. We developed the relations. So my dear, experiment to experiment, this k value changes. So if you are doing 20-25 questions, then it is difficult to remember every value experiment ka k value, right? So now what we suggest, teacher side, that if you leave your question here only, you will get full marks in the exam anywhere of any child, any student. You can leave your answer for this question here only. That's all. No need, even if your book has given that k is so and so, and then substituting that value there. No need, just say k is constant. I hope it is clear. So this is from my side as a first video and first question. Please note it down, and then we will go for the next all question of this type. This is part 1. I am giving a small example with this, and then I will upload more questions on this topic, my dear. Definitely at least 10 questions we will go, and rest all you will all practice. At least 10 questions, so that you should be hard enough, my dear. You should be hard enough to solve any questions of this type, which is very important with the exam point of view. Jai Hind.